I'm Todd.
Hi, I'm Kelsey.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Haley.
Nice to meet you. Let me guess. Actors.
My name is Jonathan Todd Harris, but when I moved to LA, there was an agent named Todd Harris, and we would get each other's phone calls all the time. So I actually decided to invoke my first initial to differentiate.
Rolling. And action.
I figured out in college that I liked producing. I realized I wasn't going to be an actor. As much as I liked it, I didn't have the discipline. I don't think I had the toughness for all the rejection. Not that producing doesn't have rejection.
It's like a sentence or two.
Yeah, only one sentence is all that's needed.
Okay.
Or actually two would be better.
My name?
All right, I'm working on it.
I got a job in between years at business school, and most people were doing, $1,000 a week jobs at Morgan Stanley. I was down here reading screenplays. It was so long ago, I used to write my coverage by hand and then type it up on my manual typewriter and fix my mistakes with whiteout. I spent some years getting my sea legs, and I finally found a script called Denise Calls Up. It was a high concept, low budget film about 7 people whose lives intersected in every conceivable way. They made love, they gave birth, they died, but they never met because it all took place on the phone. So it was a really unique independent film. We made it for $600,000. It got into the Cannes Film Festival, into Critics Week. It was an exhilarating thing that sort of set me in motion with doing other independent films, and I got a couple more films in the Sundance.
Why don't I like you?
Because you think I'm an arsehole, and I'm not really. I'm just British, and, well, you're not.
The last movie I had at Sundance was The Kids Are All Right. One of the producers came to me and said, "Can you help us raise this money? We need this money. We're starting this movie in 2-3 months." I loved the script. I was able to find an investor who came in really relatively quickly and easily, and boom, it was a hit.
Each of my moms had a kid with your sperm.
Liking both of them.
Liking gay.
Right on. Cool. I love lesbians.
Great.
I get it.
What's become clear is the prevalence that brands have in the entertainment marketplace. It's not just Batman, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Superman. It's things that you wouldn't have thought of 10 or 15 years ago, like a dusty old toy called Transformers from the 70s. We're surrounded by them. They're books, they're games, they're toys, they're plays. 5 years ago, a friend of mine said to me, "What do you think about Heathers as a musical?" And I thought, wow, that's a crazy idea.
Mommy, what you waiting for? Step into my candy store.
We've been working on it for 5 or 6 years. Tonight is our first fully staged production. This is our chance for investors to see the show right here in our backyard. A lot of people are flying out from New York to see it. I really feel like we might have, the next Hairspray or the Spring Awakening or, something special.
It's my candy store.
It's the Wild West. There's so many exciting brands out there that I think that some of them are appropriate for TV, some of them are appropriate for theater, some of them are appropriate for the movies, some for web development. And a big part of producing is going out and getting exciting intellectual property and controlling it and adding value to it.
Senores, this is a nonsense. This is Monte Carlo.
My advice about getting into the film business is, like most businesses you get into, you should really want to do it. And if you're going to get in, I would leap in. One of my only regrets is that it took me 7 years of living in LA to finally make a movie. I spent 4 or 5 years potchkeying around and trying and thinking and hoping and praying. But these days, if you really want to make a movie and you really understand the economics of it and the mechanics of it, it's really accessible to make a movie. And you can make a movie for a few $100,000 if you go about it the right way. There are a lot of people who talk about it and think about it and want it, but I think the people who actually get off their ass and do it, like most things, you just, like Nike said, just do it.